What's up, everybody? Austin and Leonard back at it with another edition of Take All My Money. So I started another avenue of collecting a couple, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes ago. I told you I was going to work on some Mets, collecting Mets this year, but sometimes you just got to kind of go with uh, the flow, right? Like sometimes you just get a little redirected. So um, I last year I was inspired actually by Brent Richards' channel when he did the episode of the magazine showing the 53 Bowman uh, color or the image, an actual image of that moment or the near moment of Pee Wee Reese, the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese, where he's with that iconic image in the throw. So I went on to eBay. I was kind of like, all right, I want something like, low technical grade, but presents nice. And I settled on, it was running through Greg Morris's auctions, and I settled on a SGC 3, dead centered, looked to be crease free. And so, yeah, so it was a very good grade, but I mean, the corners and edges looked nice. I mean, it looked like it was undergraded. So I ended up winning it at the time, like a very fair price. Like I felt like I probably saved $100 to $150. I paid $5.97. It was like an extra $6 a ship. However, it was very late at night when I won, and this never happened to me. But it, like, on his auction, it auto sent it to the to eBay's vault, which I did not want to do. I wanted it sent to my house. And so after that, after it was paid for, and I didn't notice it until I think after the fact, uh, I, you know, I mean, I checked maybe the next couple of days. I'm like, all right, well, if it's got to go to get authenticated anyways. So I'm gonna, I guess I'll just wait, and then I'll wait 60 days and have them send it to me from the vault. So all of a sudden there was a huge delay from it got authenticated. It was just it was all staying in California. And somehow in between it being authenticated and going to the vault, it got lost. So the car that I wanted, that I got a good deal on Greg Morris auctions, it somehow got lost. So, or stolen or whatever. I think that's the only time I've ever had that issue where a card was stolen from the mail or missing from the mail. So anyways, I was pretty bummed out about that. And then it wasn't too long after that, I ended up picking up not another 53 Bowman, but a different Reese that it was from a set that I wanted. And it just happened to be Reese, and it was a really good deal. So I bought it. And then as time went on, I bought a couple of deals, and there was a couple of Reese cards that kind of fell out. So I ultimately that I liked that I just put away, and I just said, I think I want to work on a run. So that's ultimately what I decided to do. Now I'm going to include Oddball. I'm going to include his regular issue stuff. I love the story of Reese. I love that. I love the fact that there's the 53 Bowman in the run. Could have just did the 53 Bowman color, but he's got so many great cards, and he's one of those guys that starts off in 41 and finishes in 58, and there's so many cool issues, in between. So there's a couple of other guys too, like Bob Feller, is a good one to collect because he's in a lot of oddball stuff, and he goes back to, I think, 36 or something like that. So but yeah, I wanted to do Reese, include the 53 Bowman in the run, along with some other stuff. So this is what I have so far. I've accumulated, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 cards, something like that, and love to share that with the cards and the story with you. And yeah, hope everybody's doing good out there. And yeah, let's take a look at some cards. Okay, so obviously we got the Babe Ruth Puff Weeks in the background again this week. So start off with here's the card that I ended up picking up, and it's funny because I literally just picked it up this afternoon. I had a father-son come into my office here at the Cardcast Towers, and we'll just take this out because it's a lower tech grade, but the surface overall is pretty good on this card, minus up here. It's got a giant crease, and there's two little ones within that, in between the crease and the corner. So, but the centering on this is pretty nice. It's slightly off, a little left to the right. Top to bottom is actually dead nuts. A little bit of age toning on the back. Sorry, Mookie, there's no stats filled out on this. But yeah, this is definitely something that I was looking for. You know, I ended up paying around $400 for it. I think it's probably worth that, maybe a little bit more. Maybe if it gets into an SGC holder, you know, it might be a $500 card. I'm not looking to sell it or anything like that, but just being open, I typically, if I was buying this in a collection, I would probably try to buy it down for as cheap as possible. But you know, it's a 53 Bowman Reese, right? So, and this is one that we can could check off now. I will be sending it to SGC soon, so I do have a little bit of an order I'm going to do, and we'll get that in there. Next up is I picked this up. This was one of my pickups from Chapel. This was part of that. If you go back a couple of videos, and I was doing my my A's with the Jimmy Foxes and the Bender and the Lefty Grove. This was part of the Jimmy Fox DeLong, the Chief Bender slide, and a pile of other stuff. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's crease free, great shot. I haven't handled the Reese of this, so thought that was pretty neat. Got a good deal on that from Bill. And then we'll keep the oddball thing going. I just picked up a collection of cut tab Redmans, tobacco Redmans, 52 to 55s. So I'm going to do a little YouTube video on that because there's like 100 and something of them. So out of that, I ended up snagging the red, the yellow, and the tab doesn't really bother me, you know, not being there. I like the image. And I got the blue. So I have 3 different ones. I don't know how many there are. This one's got a crease in it, but that's okay. Don't really care. Just glad that I have them. So next up is, well, here's probably another one I might send into SGC because it's really centered. I don't even want to take it out of the holder because I don't want to damage the corners or anything like this, but we have a really nice 58 Reese here. This is the last playing days card. So just a crease free, bright yellow, red name contrasting the yellow is pretty wild. We have a graded 4, SGC 4, and again, this one's also done center. Centering, I mean, don't get me wrong, being that my name is off center letter, I just like the fact that it the name, I mean, mostly the cards I buy, they come off centered. I'm not being too picky or choosy about centering, but don't get me wrong, I do like when the cards are centered, but it's okay if they're not. So here's a perfect example of not. Here's the 55 Bowman. It's off center top to bottom. It is a PSA 4. I do like to have my cards graded depending on the situation. Like none of this this is not a binder project, so because it's not, I'd just rather have them graded. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got a couple more. We'll go with, how about we do a 56 Topps Reese and a 5. So just love this card. I think this card was the one that the kid in the movie The Mask needed last to complete the Dodgers set because they wanted it in 55 and he wanted the 56s. So it was either that or Koufax. I couldn't remember. I don't remember, but all right. So we got that, and then we're down to the last 2. So the last 2, this was the card that kept the Reese run alive when I, felt like I got gypped on the Bowman. So we have this nice 50 Drake's Oddball. I love this, the TV baseball series. This is the only card I have from that set, but it is, when I saw that the grade was a 2, I don't know, I felt like it was a little undergraded. There's no creases in the card at all. So it's just the corner wear and the edge wear, but it's not super hammered or anything like that. So, so we got that. And then last but not least, this was a recent pickup not too long ago. I'm going to try to pull this back a little. All right, so the Reese run is growing. But last but not least, I picked up a 41 play ball rookie. Now, this is cool. It is a low technical grade, so just authentic with evidence of trimming. But when I tell you that this card looks like it's a 5, I mean, there's no creases on the card. The back is nice. The front is super bright. And I know there's a huge stigma about trim cards, but I bought it this way. It wasn't like an attempt for, for me to do it. And I actually got a really good deal. I paid just about $300 for this card. And if you look at higher low grade versions of this card, they're selling for more. So I felt like I got a really good deal. Again, I think people didn't want to bid on it because it was trimmed, but I just look at the eye appeal on that, and I just say, how could you not? Because if you want something with the numerical grade in this condition, let's say it's a 5 or 6, way more money. So this is definitely budget friendly for the pocket. I was super excited to get it, and that's part of the game. It's like, it feels great to get a good deal on something that looks this good, and that makes me happy. So anyways, so this is what we got. We obviously, there's holes in the run, but I think we're off to a really good start. I'm not super hot and heavy to finish this in anytime soon. I kind of want to just enjoy the process. But yeah, I think we're off to a great start here, and just want to say thanks again for or thank you for hanging out and spending a little time with me and what I'm doing over here. And I'm going to be doing some collection pickup videos very, very soon. Also, I have a fun, maybe I'll drop it tomorrow, because I did a what can you get on eBay for $100. So we'll be doing one of those videos too very shortly. So again, thanks for hanging out. Hope everybody is well, and happy collecting, everybody, and we'll see you soon.